right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're gonna get right into it. So today's video is about business trips. So earlier this year, I took a trip to Galveston, which was in the springtime, and Galveston, Texas. I live in San Antonio, so not too far away. In-state trip, but it was quite a ways. And I made that trip a business trip. It was not a family vacation. So I took that trip, and then I took a trip to Austin as well this past summer. And that trip lasted 7 days. That also was a business trip. And I told you guys I wanted to explain how I'm able to make those family trips or vacation a business trip. So I don't use that term anymore. I don't use the word vacation. I take business trips everywhere I go. You can literally turn any personal trip into a business trip, and you can legally do it and you won't get in trouble. You just have to follow the rules. So anyway, that's what I want to talk about. I'm just showing you in the background some highlights from both trips. The first one is from Galveston, where we stayed in a rental property, beach house, for I believe 4 or 5 days, something like that. And then we also stayed in a pretty much a 5-star resort in Austin, downtown Austin. So that's what I'm showing you in the background. All right, so let's get into it. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I'm not an expert at this because I'm still new myself. I've only done this about 3 times now, but I learned from experienced people. I learned from Karlton Dennis. I promote him a lot because he has helped me so much. He's an expert in the tax game, and he's the one that pretty much talked about turning personal trips into business trips and not using that word anymore. I don't take vacation anymore. That doesn't exist. So I just want to highlight the most important parts that I learned from him, and I'm going to share it with you, but do your own research. So one thing I like about Karlton Dennis is I fact check. So he gave me a code, or on the video, he gives a code. He said that it's the, and I'm looking down at my notes, Internal Revenue Code 162A. That's where he got the information from. And so I actually did my research. I fact checked, and sure enough, yeah, I read the code and he is 100% right. This is something that you absolutely have to do. If you're taking trips and you're calling it vacation and you're not writing it off, you're missing out. So before I get deep into it, and it's gonna be really quick, the way I used to think about the IRS when I was a 9-to-5 worker was they're the enemy. They're the enemy. All they want is my money. They always taking money from me, all that. As a business owner, it's different. I realized the IRS is actually not bad when it comes to business. Yeah, for 9-to-5, yes. For a business owner, the IRS is your friend. They make things so much easier for you. There's so many advantages to being a business owner. So anyways, you have to experience it and do your research to understand that. That might sound strange to say that the IRS is your friend, but when you own a business, yes, the IRS is your friend. I have had no issues, no problems at all. Just follow the rules. That's all you gotta do is follow the rules. All right. So, and if you didn't know, that's what it's for. Like the IRS gives business owner breaks because you help the economy. So, you know, it's an advantage for you. So anyway, I'm not gonna get into that. I want to get off subject. Now, business vacations. So the first question is, can you turn all of your vacations into business trips? The answer is yes. Okay. 100%. No matter what you're doing, you can turn any trip into a business trip. Okay. How? Okay. All it requires is creativity. That's it. Everyone has creativity. And in this line of work, what I do in the delivery field, moving field, labor field, pretty much handyman type category of work. I mean, it's so easy to get creative and make it a business trip. So the Internal Revenue Code 162A and 274D mentions that in order to make it a business trip, it must be ordinary, necessary, and reasonable. That's it. If you check those 3 boxes, you're 100% good to go. All right. So the main rules, there's 3 rules to this. And number 1 is your trip must be primarily for business. So you can't go to Florida because you want to take your kids to Walt Disney World. That's not the reason I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Florida on a business trip, and you have to actually make it a business trip. I'll talk about that in a second. It must be away from home. Okay. You can't be down the street from your house. You got to actually be away. And part 3 of that is it has to be far enough where you need rest or sleep. Okay. And that's it. That's the rules. So if you follow those rules, you can do it. All right. Now here's the creativity part. What did I deduct on my trip? On both trips, I deducted. Well, the first trip, I rented a car when I went to Galveston. The second trip, I drove my vehicle. Okay. What did I write off? I wrote off the rental car. I wrote off the hotel or Airbnb or wherever you stay. If you fly, you can write off the flight. And I wrote off the food, right? Every time we ate. Wrote off tips. If you gave a tip to the waiter or waitress, right? That is a lot of money to save, because if you're not doing this, if you're not making a business trip, that is a huge expense. Think about hotel. I got 5 people. Hotel, airline, rental car, that's a huge expense that you can write off. Now, here's the thing for me. For me, I have a family business, me and my wife. My kids are part of my business, but they're not officially like employees of my business. So I cannot write off their expenses, but I can write off me and my wife. My wife is 100% part of my business. She works with me. She's my business partner. So I can write off me and her. That's it. Okay. So basically, if we stay in a hotel and I get a hotel for 5 people, right, I can only write off for 2 people. So whatever it would cost for 2 people to stay in that hotel, that's what you can write off. I can't write off for 5 people. Okay. So you have to kind of understand that. So if you're taking a trip with someone that's part of your business, then you can write the whole thing off 100%. But for me, it's only me and my wife. Okay. So that's with the meals and everything, but that's still a lot of money to save. That's a lot of money to write off. All right. Now the creativity, what did I do? Right. Well, for one, like I said, I'm in a delivery field, right? If I go to Galveston, right, what can I do in Galveston? Number one is, can I look for work? Can I go to different businesses, warehouses, and look for work? Okay. I can guarantee that there's companies that have shipments from San Antonio to Galveston or vice versa. Okay. I'm in that field. Is it reasonable for me to go to Galveston to actually look for work? Yes, that is a business trip. If you know someone in Galveston, can you meet with someone and have a meeting and meet over dinner and write that off? Yes, you can. Okay. The easiest write-off, work, right? I'm on gig apps. I do gig apps. The gig apps are everywhere. Pretty much every state I go to, there's gig apps. So turn the gig apps on and work. Do a job. Do a roadie. Do a dolly. Do a dispatch. I mean, it's really, do one job. Yes, I can go to Galveston and work there. I can move my business to Galveston if I want to. I can look around. I can survey the area, right? That's part of it. I'm surveying the area. I'm seeing what type of competition's out here. What type of work is out there, right? I turn the apps on. I see how much work is coming out. Could I actually move to Galveston? Yes, I can. Okay, that's going to require me to go there and research. Okay, that's a business trip. And the best part about it, like I said, TaskRabbit, all these apps, you turn them on and you can actually work. So I'm working. I'm not on vacation. I'm actually working. I'm just changing my location. It's really that simple. I don't have to go into great detail on this. Same thing with Austin. Exact same thing. I talked to a DoorDash driver in Austin. I was talking to him. We were ordering some pizza and there was a bunch of DoorDash drivers picking up downtown. And this guy was on an e-bike. And I was talking to him and he was helping me learn the market. And he's like, dude, I make like $300 in like 3 hours. Easy, because it's so busy. And it's ridiculous busy out there. That's good intel for me. Same thing with marketing, right? Market my business. I can market my business. Just wearing my company shirt, that's a marketing day. That could literally be a business day of marketing your business. Also, my drop shipping business. I have a drop shipping business directly related to my cargo van business. Okay. So one thing I do is I design. Make different designs. I can put them on a hat, on a shirt, on a towel, whatever. And if I want to design something Galveston related, like I want to take a picture of the pier with my camera, right? Or a picture of the ocean, okay? For a design. Now, I don't want to Google a design. I want to actually take a photo. So it's going to require me, it's reasonable for me and necessary for me to go to Galveston to get that shot. I'm taking that picture for my drop shipping business. I'm going to impose it on a shirt. That's part of the business. That's a business trip, 100%. Even if you just went to do that, that's it. That is a business trip. So I'm just explaining how easy it is. It's so easy. You just got to be creative. And it's not being deceptive or anything. Like, that's really part of business. It's, again, ordinary, necessary, and reasonable. My registered agent is in Austin. I haven't been there yet. I have not been there. So when I went to Austin, guess what I did? I went and visited my office. Okay. That's a business trip. That's business related, 100%. You can actually pick up mail. They collect your mail and they scan it. But if you want a hard copy, they can mail it to you for a fee. But if I'm already in Austin, I can literally go to Austin just to pick up my mail. I want a hard copy. I don't want the scanned copy. That's a business trip. That's business related. I'm there to pick up my mail. It's really that easy. Like, I'm just telling you how easy it is to make anything business related. One thing I want to highlight, when you stay at a hotel or Airbnb or whatever, obviously it has to be reasonable. So I can't stay at the Ritz-Carlton and justify that, but I can stay in a house. I can stay in a beach house. I can stay, I have a family of 5. Most hotels don't really accommodate 5 people very well. So I can stay in a house. I can justify that. But again, I can only write off the cost of 2 people, me and my wife, the business, not extra people like my kids. So that's the only catch to it. But that's a lot of money to write off. All right, so just to bring this to an end, because I want to keep it under 15 minutes, how do you do it? What do you do? What's the first step? The first step is to plan it. Plan it out, okay? You have to create an itinerary, create a business itinerary. So if you're going to go to Galveston Monday through Thursday, right? You need to have an itinerary. You need to say Monday, travel day. Okay, that's the travel day. Tuesday, right? Marketing day. Or you have a meeting, or you're scouting the area, or you're meeting with a potential client, a new customer, or a business meal, whatever it is. Like, create an itinerary. Create something that shows this is the business itinerary. This is what we're going to do each day. Okay. The next day could be work. You could actually turn the apps on and actually work. You could actually do a job. Why? Well, I'm trying to see what it's like to work here. Or you just want to change the venue, right? You want to work and possibly build more clients, make more connections, right? My business is versatile. I can go anywhere in the state of Texas. I have a DLT. I can legally do deliveries anywhere in the state of Texas. So it's very easy to justify that. And like I said, the gig apps are everywhere. So it's that easy. When you go out to dinner, keep the receipt, write the names of the people that were there, and put the reason for it. What was the meeting about? What are you guys talking about? It's really that simple. It's that simple. So this is what I do from here on out. I don't take vacations anymore. If you want to learn more, get detailed information, I'll leave the link to Karlton Dennis, the video that I watched, and hopefully that will help you. So that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will catch you guys on the next one.